I love the fact. No, I was about to say a big fat lie. I was about to say, oh, I love how you can see my library. That is like. Okay, so it's March, and on the 31st of March is going to be the Trans Day of Visibility. I'm filming this very quickly because I am busy somehow. Also, I changed where I'm filming because I hated how much light I had behind me, and now I have the sun kind of in front of me, so like, hi. Take a minute, take it in.
Take a minute, take it in.
This is what you get for using your brother's stuff. I didn't do anything, he did this. It's the second cable I picked up and both were broken. What the? In like 5 minutes I am going to complain about the sun. What if I do this? I don't like it. I like it, but not a lot. I don't like it. Kind of better. Can we start now? So I wanted to take part into the Trans Rights Marathon. I had a long ass TBR that I posted on Instagram. I actually can show it to you because I put it on my reading journal. But like, it's long and I read 2 books because I read Just Friends recently and then I got into a reading slump. Like, you can literally see when I read and when I didn't. And this is the this is the TBR. I made it long so that I could have like a lot of choice because I'm a mood reader, so if I'm not feeling it at the moment, I'm gonna be like, I can't read this, I need to start something else. Eventually I read only 2 books that were extremely short. I wanted to give some trans books recommendations, so it's either books with trans main characters or books written by trans people. Before that, I actually wanted to say very quickly, because I actually rarely speak on these matters because I prefer to let people who are a lot like I'm just like, well, that person looks smarter than me and they're speaking about it, I will just reshare what they're saying. But fuck J.K. Rowling, fuck the Harry Potter books, and fuck each and every fanfiction that is getting published as like a book. That being said, let's get on with like actually more happier stuff. So I want to start off with one of my favorites. Actually, each and every one is my favorite in a way because I'm crazy. But I Wish You All the Best by Maison Deaver. This was actually, I read this book when I first came out as trans, and boy did I. So I'm gonna forget a lot of names. This is gonna be fun. Well, Ben is a 17-year-old kid that is decided to come out to their parents, and basically they get thrown out of the house, fucked up by the way. So they call their sister, and they both haven't been talking in like 10 years if I'm not wrong. So basically she takes them in and they start living with their sister, who is married. Her husband is a teacher, so he enrolls them into the school where her husband works, and they meet new friends, you know? The hell? And basically they try to finish the school year while also dealing with the fact that their parents kicked them out of the house. It was good, it was nice. It's like, I'd say, when we talk about like the romance aspect of the book, it is so sweet. It's such like a sweet and calm romance that I haven't read in a while, in fact, which is why I reread that every once in a while, mostly because like, if we're talking about like mainstream books, they tend to be like very fast, very something that burns very fast, okay? So yeah, it is very nice. Yeah, I want to like talk as much as I can about these books, but also I don't want to say much because I don't want to spoil it. So I'm just trying to elaborate the words. Then we have Most Hardently by Gabe Cole Novoa. I hope I said it right. Like, if I say something wrong, please tell me. I'm not great with pronouncing. First of all, I love Pride and Prejudice. One of my favorite books, classic books. Okay, I love Jane Austen, and this is a Pride and Prejudice retelling where basically Elizabeth is a we have the typical characters. We have Mr. Wickham, we have Elizabeth, Jane, Mr. Darcy, Mr. I forget. Oh my god! When I say I forget names, I'm being serious. Wimsley. No, that is some. Look at this little shit. So basically, Elizabeth is a trans guy. He's not out to his family. He's basically sneaking away with I don't even. I read this like 2 years ago. I need to reread. Basically, he hates Mr. Darcy has Elizabeth, so it's like he has two personas, because Elizabeth is what society wants him to be, while he has to sneak away to be himself, you know. And basically, while Elizabeth hates Mr. Darcy because he looks, you know, stuck up, he's kind of mean, like the prejudice part, you know, of Pride and Prejudice. He kind of meets him as his true self, and he kind of, you know, finds himself actually, they become friends basically. And then Mr. Darcy, oh my god, I was about to spoil it, but yeah, basically they become friends. So there's this thing where Elizabeth is like, I kind of hate you, but also he meets him as himself, and he's like, oh, I actually don't. And so the story goes on from like this kind of, and there's some things that are different obviously from the source material, which is good. Actually, there have been changes that I've really liked. The ending was actually pretty good, I gotta say. I'm sorry if by saying that the ending was good I somehow spoiled it, but I mean that I really liked it. Like, there's a reason why I gave it 5 stars. Why? What are you doing? Oh my god. It's so fucking funny when he does that. It just threw the ball where he can't reach. Then for the next book, I wanted to talk about very quickly about I Fell in Love with Hope, mostly because like the main character, Sam, is gender fluid. If I remember correctly, they use kind of any pronouns. Basically, it's kids, 6, 5, it's 6. They basically all live in the hospital because everyone has, you know, problems, and they try to just live their life as happy as they can. And did I cry a lot? I'm not even kidding. Like, I love the book. Basically, every friend that is like, oh, I like reading, and I'm like, yeah, read that book now, right now, immediately. So yeah, then after that I wanted to recommend, I need to read it because I read the book but I forgot the title, also because it's a novella. I think, except for one, the next book I'm going to recommend are going to be all novellas. Basically, I'm going with the novella now, which is Into the Grey by Margaret Killjoy. Basically, it's a very short story where this trans girl, she is kind of in love. She's not kind of. She's in love with a mermaid, or actually I think with a siren, because I always forget that there's a difference, because in Italian there's only like, I'd say, siren, kind of, which is valid both for siren and mermaid. So yeah, we don't really differentiate, but it's a siren. And basically so like we have lesbians first of all, and she brings her like victims to eat, if I'm not wrong. I don't remember if it's just to kill or to eat. So basically that's the whole premise. I don't want to say too much because it's extremely short, and I am afraid of spoiling it. Maybe one day I will talk about some of these books while spoiling the entire thing, but not today. I hope the dog is not too much noise with, but I find it very funny to see him in the background. Usually it doesn't happen. I'm always on my desk and he basically moves around at this level and you can see. So yeah, I wanted to share that. The next book is not a novel. It is a novel, it's not a novella. So basically it is And They Were Roommates. And all I can hear in my head is my best friend being like, oh my god, they were roommates. I have an exact video of her doing it. And they were roommates. Oh my god. Do you wanna be? And basically, it's about this. The protagonist is, so he's a trans boy and he just enrolled the school of his dreams, kind of. And he asked for a room for himself, but they accidentally gave him a roommate, or literally, and the roommate turns out to be his ex, who doesn't recognize him because they were together before he I'm sorry, I'm getting very distracted, my dog. Yeah, basically he's like, okay, he doesn't have to find out and I have to find out a way to get my room, like a room all for myself. They basically make a pact where they have to write romantic letters. Jasper, if I'm not wrong, will find a way for him to get his room, you know? To me, this is kind of like around high school house club, which Aruhi has always been kind of non-binary to me and to a lot of the fandom, so it tracks. It definitely tracks. The next book is, this is actually a graphic novel. Also, I wanted to show you the spread that I did. I read Nimona. I love Nimona. Nimona is basically gender fluid, by the way, which I know I've talked about Sam from I Fell in Love with Hope before, but I watched Nimona before reading I Fell in Love with Hope. I never read the book until this month, actually, this year. So basically, that was my first time ever seeing a character, a gender fluid character. I was kind of shocked, mostly because I thought, oh my god, I thought I had no representation, to be completely honest. So I was like, oh, so they have that, and it's on Netflix? Like, are you being serious right now? So like, they're not explicitly gender fluid, like, yeah, they kind of are, but they never said the word gender fluid, you know? But, you know, if you watch it, you know that they're... Okay, you understand what I'm talking about. So, basically, there's, like, Ballister, if I'm not wrong, and he's a villain, okay? Even if he never, like, killed anyone. And Nimona is like, I want to be your sidekick. So, basically, she becomes his sidekick. And she becomes her sidekick, and there's this beautiful dynamic of them basically becoming kind of adopted child, and like, it's so beautiful. I love found family and I love gay people very much. So I definitely am going to finish reading all of the book from my TBR. They were already on my general TBR. I want to read them. I found some new stuff, like one I was really excited to read, but due to my reading slump I wasn't able to, was The Transition by Logan Ashley Kisner, which is basically a trans guy who just recently got top surgery, gets bitten by a werewolf and has to find a way to stop the transformation. I really like werewolves, like, very much. So that's all for today. I just wanted to share a book that I was particularly excited to read, but I didn't get around to. So yeah, that's all for today. I will actually be a lot more eloquent next time, so yeah, I'm sorry.